There was a reference to Gödel, and there was a reference to Einstein as well. And from the point of view of someone who is not in mathematics, definitely, and who is not in quantum physics, definitely, that's me, it's interesting to see how some of these discoveries, basic discoveries like Gödel's theory of incompleteness, or the experiment another Austrian physician, Schrödinger, described as a Schrödinger's cat experiment, might be applied to social sciences and the thought process in the realm of social sciences. So the Schrödinger cat experiment, you hear it from a layman, was practically trying to challenge the Copenhagen interpretation, which basically said that there could be different states, particular wave state superposition, and until the observer observes it, it's coexisting in a superposition state. And the experiment was, a cat is put in a box, there's a Geiger counter, there's a tiny bit of radioactive material, as limited as in an ore there might be only one atom decaying, and that atom, decaying or not, will define the fate of the cat, because the decay will release a poisoning mechanism within the box. So practically the cat in this experiment is in a superposition where it's alive and dead. So that was the message, that the cat is alive or dead, and the Schrödinger's thought process was it's a refutal of the Copenhagen interpretation, where the observation is defining whether the cat is alive or not. So let's try to apply this particular concept to where we are on many of the big challenges. And Carlos, you were probably not here still in the morning when Gary put on the screen some of the big challenges, like the state of the global warming. He mentioned my own area of interest, security and weapons of mass destruction. So in all these areas, you can have indeed this Schrödinger's cat situation, where we are both dead and alive. Okay, and it could be even this notion of the observer's observation, whether the observer is suddenly picking up in the field of finance and banking and economy that the cat is dead, and releasing a psychological domino effect, where just because of that observation, there is a panic domino effect going on. The interesting, of course, the interesting element is how much social sciences are in a deficit compared to the natural sciences. In the morning I made this point and Nico rightly refuted, and I would like still to come back to this notion that in my judgment there is a serious limitation which is stronger and stronger for social sciences compared to the natural sciences. So there is the notion of trial and error, and based on the Gödel incompleteness theory, the conceptual system is not complete at no stage, because we are making ascending circles going up in terms of observing and describing what is around us. It was different 500 years ago. At that time, it made a certain sense in accordance with the knowledge at that time, and there was a conceptual system created, and then it was refuted again and again and again, and hopefully we will have the unified theory describing everything around us. For that, you have the trials and error loops, and if I apply the trial and error loops to some of the social sciences, some of the phenomena I record in my talk in the morning, the 1930s, as a precursor to the Second World War and all the destruction, the 1900s as a precursor to the First World War. This was a very unfortunate trial and error in the social sciences, where social sciences were not able to convince the wider society in a way as natural scientists were about certain cornerstones, where certain behavioral models or conceptual models will lead to destruction. Like the breakthrough in hygienics in the 19th century, the doctors clearly did show that if you neglect the hygiene, there are certain implications for that. And they applied it on a massive societal level. They managed to bring it through in a way that the whole society accepted that. And social science was not able to do that before the First World War, that there are certain consequences if you don't have, let's call it mental hygiene. It's a very, very bad expression from the layman, where if you do not follow certain values and value systems, and if you depart from those value systems, it might lead to a loss of values which happened for example, in the 1930s, very clearly. The trial and error problem is very much related to the problem of how destructive powers are piled up right now. So any social science mistake in terms of how we manage this, the potential bubbles, further bubbles emanating from the financial economic meltdown. We have right now a problem which is going much deeper, a generational crisis, potentially a gender crisis, potentially a problem which I described, the level of frustration. All that is potentially leading to how it used to be resolved historically, short-circuiting and conflict and erupting and leading to wars, interstate wars, or a combination of interstate wars and upheavals. So the error element and the correction in this area is not the same as a market correction. A market correction can be severe and painful, but still there is a quick recovery. If some of these experiments are going further where they went in the 1930s, the difference is we are living in a nuclear age. We are living in an age where the destruction power combined of nuclear and biotechnology and all these things is practically preventing us to rerun the next loop of the experiment at an improved level. And I think this is totally forgotten. So how to seek a more perfect conceptual system, economic, social distribution of the goods, and at the same time how not to make a mistake, because a mistake is fatal.
Thank you.